What? If I didn't have the coffee, do you think I'd be here doing a review with you? You're here reviewing and you don't have coffee? Jealous. Ooh, it's so delicious. How do I know it? I have no idea what it tastes like. Anyway, let's do some review. Okay, so for those of you that have been saying, oh my God, I need more review. Oh my God, I don't have enough review. Or Mr. Krause, can you give us more review? I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, leave me alone. I just want to watch some football. Actually, I don't really care because the TV's not coming in very well. So I'm here reviewing with you and drinking my coffee. So let's have fun. I got 7 questions. And then down at the bottom here, the last couple, I'll do a little bit of review. Look at that. That's bad. But if you stick with me, perhaps this might help. You never know. Anyway, let's talk. Let's go. Oh, I should have gotten my calculator up. Let's see how long I can get that. It doesn't take as long on this computer to get the calculator up as one it does in school. So anyway, that'll come up in a second. So the question here says, solve the following using any form you want. Well, it's a quadratic, so I probably should set it equal to 0. So let's bring that 18 over. So I end up with 5x squared plus x minus 18 equals 0. If I could factor this, I'd really, really rather factor it. And if you remember correctly, the easiest way to tell if something's factorable is just to quickly do b squared minus 4ac. I don't need to see the work, but why not do it real quick? Oops, that's not what I want. This is what I want. So, yeah, you crazy fools that kept doing b squared to b squared, blah, blah, blah. All right. So we're going to do 1 squared, which is just 1, minus 4 times 5 times negative 18. Shabam! 361. I don't know if that's a perfect square. Let's do control square root of 361. Oh, look. It's a perfect square. Because this turned out to be a perfect square, I don't care if it's 81 or 144 or whatever, it's factorable. Oh, my glasses are so dirty. And because it's factorable, I'm just going to factor it. So I could factor it like this. 5x and x. Let's see here. I'm going to try a couple things. First thing I'm going to try is 3 and 6. Let's see. 3 and 6. Let's see. That's 30 and 3. No, that's not going to work. Let's switch them. 6 and 3. That's 15 and 6. Nope, not going to work. So let's try 6 and 3 didn't work. Let's try 9 and 2. Probably 9 here and 2 here. So that's 10. This is 10. And this is 9. 10 and 9. I can subtract to make 1. So positive 10 and minus 9. So this one, don't forget, you have to set it equal to 0. You don't have to show me this work. I don't need to see this work. If you could just do the work in your head and get x equals 9/5, that's fine. Or over here, x equals negative 2. Now, let's say you didn't recognize that it was factorable. So I certainly can't use completing the square because that's a 1. Don't want to do it that way. So I'll just do it this way. A equals, B equals, C equals, and D equals. Now, we already did D, 361. I don't have to do that again. 5, 1, and negative 18. Don't forget, this is the one. These are where you're going to get your A, B, and C from. So since I already did the quadratic formula, or, you know, since I already did the discriminant, I don't have to do this work. I already did it up here when on the calculator. So negative B, negative 1 over 2 times 5 plus or minus the square root of 361 over 2 times 5. Well, we found out the square root of 361 was 19, so this is negative 1 over 10 plus or minus 19 over 10. Now, if you do it this way, it's not okay to stop here. You have to keep going. You have to show me, okay, negative 1 over 10 minus 19 over 10 is negative 20 over 10, which is negative 2. There's one of my answers. Negative 1 over 10 plus 19 over 10 is 18 over 10, which reduces to 9 over 5. And there's my second answer. Boom. Doesn't matter which way you do it, you still got to show it, okay? How about, let's take a quick break. Okay, I want to convert it from standard form, which is what it's in now, into center radius form. Center radius form. So let's grab a purple pen. Don't forget, what we're going to do is we're going to put the x's together. X squared minus 14x plus square. By the way, if you're just sitting here watching me do these, you should have, and I should have said this before, either print this or just copy this down on a piece of paper. You don't have to have a printer. Copy this problem down on a piece of paper, finish it yourself, then come back and see if you got it right. Don't watch me work. I mean, this is stupid. I'm not here to watch me work. I mean, I'll take a video of myself watching football. It's about as useful. Although, that's really freaking creepy, I'm not going to lie. So I wouldn't do that. But it's about as useful. So don't do that. If you're here just watching me work, stop, hit the pause button, try the problem on your own, okay? Come on now. Y squared minus plus 18y plus square. And don't forget, we're going to toss the constant over here. And when we do that, it's a negative. We change its sign. So don't forget, we added two things. So we'll add them over here. And okay, let me come through my orange pen. Half of this goes in here. Biggest mistakes made, forgetting that squared and forgetting this plus sign. Don't forget the squared and don't forget the plus sign. Oh, 49. Also forgetting to add to both sides. Lots of places to make dumb mistakes. How about y plus 9? Squared. Oh, 81. Oh, 81. Equals. Let's see, add all this stuff up. I don't know. What's that? 130 minus, that's 121. All right. So my center is at 7, 9. Actually, it's at 7, negative 9. And my radius is equal to 11, the square root of that. All right, here you get another opportunity. Try one on your own. Hit the pause button. I'm going to, while you're just sitting, man, my glasses are so dirty. It's driving me crazy. Okay, that didn't help at all. All right, let's do this. Okay, x squared minus 4x plus square. I mean, if you want to, right here, just do this. X minus 2, put a 4. Oh, yeah, we're going to put a something plus, put a 4. Now let's do the y's. Plus y squared plus 20y plus square. Ooh. Oh, I forgot my squared. Don't forget your squared there. Y plus 10. So I'm going to put 100 in here. So 100 got to go in here. And don't forget we toss this over to this side. So that's 40. So if I add all this crap up, I get 144. Did I forget something? Oh, I sure did. Forgot my square. Don't do that. There's the equation. If that's all I asked for, that's what you give me. If I ask for center, you got to tell me the center. 2, negative 10. If I ask for the radius, you got to tell me the radius. The square root of 144, 12. Boom, done. All right, now we got to start by completing the square. Again, if you haven't tried this on your own, do it right now. Stop what you're doing. I don't care if you can't print it. Don't give me some lame excuse I couldn't print the problem. Oh my gosh, I can't print the problem. Yeah, because that takes like 4 seconds to write down. All right, so now that you've done it, hey, welcome back. Let's go through this. The first step is to bring the constant over, the constant on this side. So we're going to add 25 over here. So I get 5x squared plus 60x equals 45. Now, we're not allowed to solve this when the leading coefficient is not 1. So we're going to divide through by 5, and hopefully that works nicely, and it probably should. And we get x squared plus 12x plus square. Now we're going to start including the square, equals 9 plus square. What goes in there? Well, just like the last problem, half of the middle squared. 36, 36. So I get equals 45. All right, it said solve by completing the square. So let me bring this up here. X plus 6 squared equals 45. If I'm going to solve it, then I have to take the square root of both sides. And don't forget to put a plus or minus. Lots of mistakes there. So I get x plus 6 equals plus or minus. Now the square root of 45, that can be simplified to 9 times 5. Square root of 9 is 3. So this thing becomes plus or minus 3 square roots of 5. Well, you're not quite done. You still have to bring this over here. So you get x equals negative 6 plus or minus 3 square roots of 5. Now, this would be a perfect example. You know, and I should go back. I'm going to go back afterwards and show you on that first problem. But there's a perfect example of where you should check your answers. Grab your calculator. Do negative 6 plus 3 square roots of 5 and store it into x and press enter. Now what you're going to want to do is type in the left side. Don't mess with this. Don't put equal signs. Do not put the equal sign in. It sometimes is off. So we're going to type in just the left side. 5x squared, I have no idea, plus 60x, plus 60x minus 20. Enter. And we get 25. And oops, I forgot minus 25. Oops, should have been minus 25. And we get 20, and we wanted it to equal 20. Boom. Now, I could have done this back up here at this problem right here. Check these answers. I could do the same thing. Negative 2 control var x. Did I get the right answer? Did I get the right signs put in my parentheses? Or did I screw up the signs? Well, check it out. 5x squared plus x. Enter. 18. Perfect. But let's check the other one. Negative. Oh, it's just 9 divided by 5, right? 9 divided by 5. Control var x. Notice it'll print it nice pretty for me. And then we're going to still type in that left sign. We still want it to be 18. So we type in that again. And oh, look, 18. It doesn't take long to check your answers. And there you know you got the right signs. All right, this one looks like a pain in the neck. So let's see how we do with this one. So first things first, I'm going to bring this constant over. So I'm going to add 20 over because I don't like this 20 being here. So I get negative 7x squared minus 28x equals 196. Can't have this. So I'm going to divide through by. I'm going to divide through by negative 7. Why not? I know I don't want I don't want that thing there anyway. So let's just divide through by negative 7. So this is x squared plus 4x equals, well, negative something. I'm going to guess 28, but I'm not sure. 196 divided by negative 7 equals 28. Actually, it's negative 28. Okay, so now we go through the process. So x squared plus 4x plus square equals negative 28 plus square. Now, the directions on this one probably should have said in simplest a plus bi form, because this one's going to turn out to be imaginary. So we put x plus 2 in here, but that means we're going to put a 4 here and a 4 here. So I get equals negative 24. Let's bring it up here. X plus 2 squared equals negative 24. Now, we have some work to do on this one. This one's not that easy. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. When you take the square root, don't forget to put a plus or minus. So I get x plus 2 equals plus or minus. Now, that thing is a beast. I want to take care of that right now. I'm going to bring it right over here. I'm going to rewrite it as negative 4 times 6, because negative 4 is a perfect square. But because it's negative, don't forget, that's going to be 2i square roots of 6. So I'll bring it back here, 2i square roots of 6. Well, I'm almost done. I just got to toss that thing over there. Let me write my final answer in red. X equals negative 2 plus or minus 2i square roots of 6. Why not check it, kids? Why not? Let's do it. Negative 2 plus 2 times I square roots of 6 control var x. I'm just going to check my answer. I want to know if I'm right. What was the original problem? Negative 7x squared, negative 7x squared minus 28x minus 28x minus 20 equals 176. Yes. And the other one's going to work as well. But why not check your work? Check your answers. Yes, it worked. All right. They don't know what they're missing. Oh my God, you're back. By the way, just in case you're wondering, yes, this was the most asked question. Can you do another focus directrix? I don't get it. Can you do it? It's just the definition of a parabola. A parabola can be defined using a focus and a directrix. And the distance between any point on the parabola is the same distance from the point to the focus and the point to the directrix. Do you need to remember that? I would hope you would remember that. But what you need to remember is you need to come up with two distances. The easy distance and the more difficult distance. Now, for some reason, it's the easy distance that y'all mess up. So first thing we're going to do is pick a point. Our point is going to be x, comma, y. Easy is between the point x, comma, y and the directrix, y equals -3. And we're going to write a distance formula. D equals. Now, all you have to do is subtract the y's. So it's y. By the way, if you haven't done this yet, stop it and do it yourself. Try it on your own. If you have no idea, there's two examples. You can watch me do this one, but you definitely better be stopping it and trying it on your own for the next one. Y minus -3. Oh, wait, hold on a second. That's really distance equals y plus 3. Okay, so we have the first distance. Now we want to do the distance between x, y, and the focus, which in this case is 4, 0. So that's the distance formula. Distance equals the square root of x minus 4 squared plus y minus 0 squared. So there's my second distance. Well, what am I going to do with those two things? The definition says that any point is equidistant. So all I'm going to do is set those distances equal to each other. Y plus 3 is equal to x minus 4 squared plus, and I'm going to assume you guys realize this is just y squared. All right, next step, to get rid of the radical, we square both sides. Now, some of you are still struggling with this y plus 3. I mean, if you need to come off to the side here and go y plus 3 times y plus 3 is y squared plus 3y plus 3y plus 9, and then go y squared plus 6y plus 9. That's okay. Show your work if you need to. For those of you that are getting good at this, take a look at it. It's y squared. It's 9. And then you double this, plus 6y. That's when you square a binomial. That's what you get. You get a perfect square trinomial. Is equal to, we're going to double distribute this because remember, this is gone. So we're going to double distribute this. You get x squared minus, double it, 8x, plus 16 plus y squared. Well, now our goal, this is not a bad one at all. Our goal here is just to get y by itself. Well, if you did it correctly, the y squareds cancel. And I just want to get y by itself. So I'm going to bring this 9 over. So I get 6y equals x squared minus 8x plus 7. And then divide by 6. And I get y equals, now that's such a mess, I'm just going to leave it. X squared minus 8x plus 7 over 6. If you got something different and I made a mistake, let me know. I think it's right. Hard to tell on those. No way to check either. Well, actually, there is a way to check. Let's check. There is a way to check. Let's graph this sucker. So let's see. I think there's a simple, not a bad way to check it. A little weird. So let's see. We got control division. X squared minus 8x plus 7 all over 6. And let's move that. Now, we're going to hit tab, and we're going to graph the equation of the directrix first. Y equals -3. So tab -3, boom. And if I plot the point, how do I do that? There's a way to do that. Menu, geometry, points and lines, point. If I plot the point 4, 0, which is right there, and hit escape, you'll see that that point is equal distance from there to there to there. So hey, there you go. There's my focus. There's my parabola with my focus and directrix. It's that picture we've seen. All right, I'll be right back for the next problem. Okay, here's the next one. So again, stop what you're doing, pause it, scrub to the end, see if you get the same answer as I get. If you get the same answer as I get, you're done. If you don't, then see if you can figure out what you did wrong. So our first thing is to pick a point. Point. Our point is going to be x comma y. The first distance is between the point and the directrix. We just subtract the y's. Y minus -6, which is really y plus 6. So there's our first distance. Distance 2 is between the point and the focus. So we're going to use the distance formula. X minus 0 squared. Now be careful here. Plus y minus -3 squared. And if you're smart enough and you realize that's a plus, go for it. Just write a plus. All right, let's do this. We're going to set them equal to each other because that's the definition. The distances are equal. X squared plus, and then this is going to turn into y plus 3 squared. All right. Let's square both sides. So I get y plus 12y, y squared plus 12y plus 36. And again, if you need to see that written out, go for it. Do it. Is equal to x squared plus y squared plus double the 3, 6y plus 9. So it's a little bit more tricky. The y squareds do in fact cancel. But I need to bring this 6y over, so I'm going to subtract 6y. Subtract 6y. I also need to bring this 36 over, so I'm going to subtract 36. Subtract 36. So I get 6y equals x squared minus, looks like 25. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. And I get y equals x squared minus 25 all over 6. Now that kind of weird. I don't know if that's right or not. I'm going to try my check again because I thought that was a pretty good check. It's a nice easy way to sort of check and see if I'm right. So let me get rid of this. And I'll go back in and we're going to just graph control division. X squared minus 25. Of course I got to minus all over 6. And the focus, or the directrix, was -6, so put that in there. And my focus was 0 something, 0 -3. So, by the way, the quick way to do this is you go into Menu, Geometry, Points and Lines, and we'll just do a point. And 0 -3 would be right there. Appears as if I'm off a little bit, doesn't it? Because it doesn't look like, this looks like it's 2 away, and this only looks like it's 1 away. Well, I found my mistake. I paused it for a second just to look to see if I could find my mistake. And clearly there's a mistake. That should be somewhere in the middle. In fact, if this is 6, this should be right here in the middle. So I made a mistake. And I made a mistake. It's a really dumb mistake, but I can see it. And it would only be losing 1 point, but it's right here. 9 minus 36 is -27, not -25. Not sure what I was thinking there. So if I come back over here and I go tab and I hit the up arrow, and let's see if we can make this thing look a little bit better. Delete 27, enter. Look at that. Oops. Now it looks perfect. See, that's a nice little check. That's a nice little check. I didn't even think about teaching that to you before, but that's a nice little check to see if you got it right. All right. Sorry about that. I guess everybody makes mistakes. So I'm going to do 2 of these. And here's what I suggest. If you don't have this calculator at home, what I suggest is you verify that you get the right equations first. And then if you get the right equations, go through and do the math. Okay? And I'll walk you through again solving it. But I'm hoping at some point I drive home the point, guys, that getting this calculator is going to be something you can use all the way through college is going to be in your best interest. I know it's a big expense right now, but let's, whatever. All right, so we're going to plug this in. So we get negative 12 equals a times negative 2 squared plus b times negative 2 plus c. Or negative 12 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. Equation number 1. Equation number 2. 9 goes in for y. Oh, this is easy. 1's going in for x, so it's just a plus b plus c. I mean, it's a times 1 squared plus b times... That'd be dumb. All right, so finally 1. 8 equals a times 2 squared plus b times 2. I should have picked a different point. Equals c. So this is 8 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. So these are my 3 equations. I'm going to get the answer right now. So I'm going to go to my screen. I'm going to go new document, menu, algebra, solve a system of equations, solve a system of linear equations. 2. We're going to call these a comma b comma c. A comma b comma c. It doesn't matter if you're uppercase or lowercase. I just hate the way it looks. So negative 12 equals 4a. So negative 12 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. Last one's always plus c. 9 equals a plus b plus c. 9 equals a plus b plus c. And the last one is 8 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. Enter. Looks like those are my answers. Negative 2, 5, and 6. So a equals negative 2, b equals 5, c equals 6. But remember, that's not your answer. Your answer is y equals negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I'm going to take 30 more seconds to make sure that I created the equations right, and that is, in fact, the right equation. That is the right answer. So go here. Negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. Enter. Control T. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for negative 2, negative 12. There it is. I'm looking for 1, 9. There it is. I'm looking for 2, 8. There it is. So I know for certain I have the right answer now. But now I got work to do. So, grab my black thing here, my black pen. I'm going to multiply this one by negative 1. So the green equation comes over. It's negative 12 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. The red equation is getting multiplied by negative 1. So negative 9 equals negative a minus b minus c. I put these two together. I get negative 21 equals 3a minus 3b. There's equation number 1. Red. Still going to use this negative 9 equals negative a plus, oops, not plus, minus b minus c. And then we're going to go to the blue one, which is 8 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. If you just multiply this middle one by negative 1, it goes with both this one and eliminates c very nicely. This gives me negative 1 equals 3a plus b. There's my second equation. So now I'm going to take those two things negative 21 equals 3a minus 3b. And I'm going to multiply this one by negative 3. Oh, not by negative 3, by positive 3. So I get negative 3 equals 9a plus 3b. I just multiplied this one through by positive 3. The b's go, and I get negative 24 equals 12a, or a equals negative 2. And I believe that's what we said was the answer. Yes. So now I'm going to take that, and I'm going to put it back into this equation, because it's more positive. Let's do that in orange. So negative 1 equals 3 times negative 2 plus b. Well, that's just negative 6. I'm going to add 6, and I get 5 equals b. I believe that was also correct. Yes. Finally, I'm going to pick, of course, this equation. They all have to add up to 9. So 9 equals a plus b plus c, or 9 equals negative 2 plus 5 plus c. 9 equals 3 plus c. C equals 6. There it is. Catching. All right, kids, that's one. I'm going to do one more for you, and that's it. And then a little bit of review with the bonus, for the bonus. Okay, if you're sitting here watching the Perform Monkey, I'm just going to sit and drink coffee while you watch me. All right, can't drink that much, it's too hot. All right, so again, steps we're going to do. Create the equations. Find the answers. Graph it. Check answers, show work. All right? So, let's create the equations. Negative 3. I'm going to plug this one in first. Negative 3 equals a times negative 1 squared plus b times negative 1 plus c. In other words, negative 3 equals a minus b plus c. Boom. Shakalaka. Equation 1 done. Let's go to equation 2. We're going to do this one. 1 goes in for y. Oh, I wasn't as nice to you on this one, was I? A times 3 squared plus b times 3 plus c. 1 equals 9a plus 3b plus c. And let's do that final equation in purple for this one. So 12 equals a times 4 squared plus b times 4 plus c. Or 12 equals 16a plus 4b plus c. All right, again, I'm going to take this middle equation and I'm going to multiply through by negative 1 because that's going to give me that equation and I can flip off and back on and forth, put together with the other two to get rid of variables. Wait a second, stop! I want my answers. So I'm going to come over to my graphing calculator. I'm going to go to my calculator. Shoot. There we go. So menu, algebra, and I know yours doesn't have as many as this. I have a more in-depth calculator than you do. It's slightly more in-depth. Solve a systems 3. We're going to do A, comma, B, comma, C. Enter. Negative 3 equals A minus B plus C. 1 equals 9a plus 3b plus c. 12 equals 16a plus 4b plus c. Yay, 2, negative 3, 8. You probably are right if those are right. 2, negative 3, 2, B equals negative 3, and C equals negative 8. But remember, I want your final answer right here. Y equals 2x squared minus 3x minus 8. Let's check it. We're going to check it. It only takes a minute. Don't be a lazy bum. It would suck to have to go through all that work and realize you didn't even get the right answer. 2x squared minus 3x minus 8. Enter. Control T. We're looking for -1, -3. There it is. Yes, 3, 1. There's 3, 1. 4, 12. Yes, we have the right answer. Now let's go show the work. Let's get it right. So, -3 equals A minus B plus C. Blue one, we're going to multiply through by -1, so it's -1 equals -9A minus 3, minus 3B minus C. And let me put this equation in black. We get -4 equals -8A minus 4B. Careful with your signs, kids. Let's go back to blue. -1 equals -9A. Lots of dumb places to make mistakes. 12 equals 16A plus 4B plus C. So this gives me 11 equals 7A plus B, and you guys are gone. So if I look at these two equations, -4 equals -8A minus 4B, 11 equals 7A plus B, I'm going to take the second equation and multiply it through by 4. So the first equation stays. -4 equals -8A minus 4B. So the first equation is not changing. Minus 4B. Second equation gets multiplied through by 4. Ooh, this looks bad. 44 equals 28A plus 4B. I think we're okay. Sometimes it looks ugly before it looks good. These go away, and I get 20A equals 40. So A equals 2. And I know that's right. I know that's what we came up with before. Yes, A equals 2. So we're good with that. The second equation has all the positives in it, so I'm going to plug into that. So I go 11 equals 7 times 2 plus B. This is 14, so I'm going to subtract 14, and I get -3 equals B. -3 equals B. And then, let's see, I'm going to take equation 2 again. It's got all the positives. Could have taken equation 3 too. I forgot what it was, though. 1 equals 9A plus 3B plus C, I believe. Yes. So 1 equals 9 times 2 plus 3 times -3 plus C. 1 equals, let's see, that's 18 minus 9 is 9 plus C. Subtract 9, I get -8 equals C. Woo! We did it! Now don't stop, because I got some help with your bonus. Anybody want to try that? Oh yeah, Miss Abori got this right almost without any help. She rocked this question. Can you rock it? I don't know. She did. I was really impressed. Actually, I was really impressed. All right, come back. Maybe I'll help you. Well, at first glance, this looks really intimidating. And then at second glance, guess what? It is intimidating, which is why it's bonus. I'm not sure y'all can handle it, but maybe some of you can. Let's see what we got going on. First things first, what we have here is a fraction divided by a fraction. Now, another way to write this is a fraction divided by a fraction. That's all of this times a fraction. Well, if you remember correctly, whenever we divide by a fraction, we flip and multiply. And since it's this fraction up here getting divided by this fraction down here, this is the one that's going to flip. All right, so let me keep that idea. That one's going to flip. So what we're going to end up turning it into is 3 fractions being multiplied together. And I'm going to tackle this one first. Now, this is the reason I'm giving you a bit of a heads up on this. You haven't seen anything like this, and what you want to do is you want to group these. Group here and group here. Some of you like grouping, so let's group. Group. Take out a 4x squared. I'm left with x minus 6. Minus, take out a 9 here. I'm left with x minus 6. Yes, x minus, because negative 9 times negative 6 is positive 54. Came down too much. So if I do this, what happens is I take out the common factor that they have in common. I take out the x minus 6. And I'm left with 4x squared minus 9. Well, 4x squared minus 9 can be factored into 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3. All right. Now I'm going to factor this thing. Well, this thing, if you notice correctly, the degrees are backwards. The highest degree is on the right, and it's negative. But I notice that 10 goes into all of them, so I'm going to take out a negative 10x. And I'm going to turn it around. So it's going to leave me x squared plus 2x minus 48. Well, that factors. So negative 10x plus 8, x minus 6. So this one going to be flipped, I'm going to bring this one up top. Not really sure about that one yet. I'm actually not even sure about this one yet. I know there's no GCF, so I'm just going to leave those because those are ugly. And I'm going to work on this one. This one I can take out a 5x squared. And I'm left with 3x minus 5. Well, that leads me to believe that this one's probably going to have a 3x minus 5. Now, remember, we're working on this one right here because it's going into getting flipped. So that means this would have to be a 2x plus 3. Let's see. Negative 9, positive 9, and negative 10. Yep, that's negative 1. So that worked. All right, so that's good. 2, 2, 2. Nothing goes into that. So that's really ugly right there. So let me go back to this one. Since I know this one has a 2x minus 3, and I know I got to get 6x. I don't know what I'm going to put. Oh, wait. I see this 2x plus 3 over here. I don't know. Oh, wait. This 2x, here's what I'm thinking. This 2x right at 3 goes with this one up here, right? So I'm probably going to want, so I'm betting this is going to be 6x and 2x. And I'm going to bet it's 2x minus 3 and minus 5. Let's see. Minus 18, minus 10, minus 28. Yeah. And if that's 6x minus 5, I'm going to guess this is probably 6x minus 5 here. And x plus 3 minus 18 plus 5. That makes me feel like I did that one wrong. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm doing the denominator. I need an 8 here. Oh, wait. Yeah, I need an 8 here. Because I got to get negative 40. Let's see. That's positive 48 and minus 5. Yep, that's 43. So it looks like I've got everything factored correctly. I don't really care if you followed that or didn't. It's bonus. So if you can figure out how I did it, good. X minus 6, x minus 6, 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, 3x minus 5, 3x minus 5, 6x minus 5, 6x minus 5, x plus 8, x plus 8, 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3. I get this. Ooh, I took out a 10x here, over 10x. So I get 5x squared over negative 10x. Well, this x cancels with one of those, and 5 goes in there twice. So my final answer is negative x over 2. One more. Keep coming. How many of you want to do this? Might be helpful. I might have a trick for you. Okay, so I gave you the first term. I called it a sub 0. I could call it a sub 1 if I want to. And I'm asking for the 6th term. The 6th term in the sequence. So that's the first term. It's called a sub 0. It is the 6th term. So I want the 6th term. This is the 2nd. This is the 3rd. This is the 4th. And this is the 5th. Wait. 1, 2. Oh, I forgot 2. So a sub 2 is the third, a sub 3 is the fourth, a sub 4 is the fifth, and a sub 5 is the sixth term. Whew. So a sub n, in this case a sub 1, is equal to negative 1/2 times the previous term, 512, plus 32, equals, well, I can go to my calculator. Control division, negative 1 over 2, parenthesis, 512, parenthesis, plus 32. Negative 224. Well, now I want to do half of the previous term, so negative 1/2 of negative 224, and add 32. Well, I'm going to do the same thing here as this, except I'm not using 512. I'm using negative 224, 144. Well, and you got to show all this work. Negative 1/2 of 144 plus 32. So, same thing. Negative 40. And then negative 1/2 of negative 40 plus 32. And that's going to turn out to be 2052. And then you're going to do negative 1/2 of 52 and add 32. So that's negative 26 plus, what is that, 6? I don't even know. It looks like 6. So 6 might be my answer, but I'm going to use a different method on the calculator. I'm going to do this. If you remember correctly, I told you a fast way to do recursion. You type in 512, and you hit enter. And then you're going to do negative point, let me do it this way, negative 1. You're not going to like this. Control division, control division, negative 1 over 2 times the answer, the previous answer. You get that by doing control answer, plus 32. So 224. Oops. Let's do that. Hopefully those are away from my head. Negative 224. Press enter. 144. Negative 40. 52. And 6. And 6 would be my final answer. So maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Don't really care. You may not get time to it. If you don't get time to it, I don't care. You know, you have to get moving. You have to know what you're talking about. Okay, that's it, kids. That's the end of the review. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you're studying. All right, good luck tomorrow. Good luck.